My name is Marsha Anglerell, and I've been a Foreign Service officer for about 17 years. I was born in Washington, D.C. My parents are both from Bolivia. Spanish was my first language, and we always spoke it at home. I'm truly grateful to my parents for that, because being bilingual has served me well in my Foreign Service career. For example, I'm currently living in Bogota, Colombia, while working for the Venezuela Affairs Unit. Our embassy in Caracas, Venezuela, suspended operations in 2019 due to the political situation there, so now we operate out of Bogota. I'm working as a cultural affairs officer, which means that I manage educational and cultural exchange programs. This is actually my second time living in Bogota, as I served at the U.S. Embassy here years ago as an information officer working with the media and social media. I also worked at a U.S. consulate in Monterrey, Mexico. That's where I met my husband, who is Mexican. So being bilingual and bicultural has really paid off for me. Of course, no one in my family had ever worked for the U.S. government, let alone in diplomacy. So I am the first. After studying political science as an undergraduate and then completing a master's in international peace and conflict resolution, I became interested in joining the Foreign Service. But to be honest, I never thought I would get it. It just seemed too hard and too competitive. But then I became a Peace Corps volunteer in Costa Rica, which was an experience that changed my life and made me realize that living overseas and representing my country was exactly what I wanted to do with my life. Joining the Foreign Service became my dream, and I decided to go for it. It took 2 tries and about 2 years, but in 2003, I started my orientation training to become a Foreign Service officer, or FSO, as we're called. Being an Hispanic American FSO means that people overseas often don't realize I'm American at first, or they'll ask, where are you from originally? When I served in Vietnam, which was my first assignment, people sometimes thought I was from India. Later, when I served in Pakistan, I was often told that I could pass for Pakistani. I was actually very comforted by that, considering the security situation at the time and the fact that Americans weren't very popular. In fact, I arrived in Pakistan soon after the U.S. caught and executed bin Laden, so our bilateral relationship was very tense, to say the least. In Colombia and Mexico, I've also blended in with the population, which I also see as an advantage. But at the same time, it's never affected me professionally, as I do feel that I'm always taken seriously and respected as a U.S. diplomat. As the years have passed, I've come to value my ethnic and cultural background even more, as well as its importance. Although I've seen an increase in FSOs of color throughout my career, the State Department and the Foreign Service in particular remain predominantly white, particularly at the higher ranks. I know that the State Department values diversity and is committed to recruiting and retaining more minorities. I support this goal, and I want to be a part of making the Foreign Service not only more diverse, but in demonstrating to the world why diversity is so important and how that's contributed to America's success. I hope you'll consider a career in the Foreign Service or some other position at the State Department. There are a lot of opportunities and ways in, including scholarship programs like the Rangel and Pickering Fellowships. In fact, I wish I'd known about those when I first thought of joining, but that was before the internet and social media. Today, you have all the information you need at your fingertips. So I hope you'll take the time to learn more. And if you're really interested, find a mentor. I'm happy to hear from you and answer your questions if you want to learn more. But no matter what you choose to do, believe in yourself and follow your dreams. Thank you.